The worst time to find out that your identity might have been stolen is right before you close on a home. I've heard of these horror stories happening, and I know it is completely avoidable. And the solution starts with just one 15-minute task that you could do today for free. I try to bring it up with a lot of my buyer or seller clients here in Austin, Texas, and you'd be surprised how many people have never even heard of a credit freeze before. But once I start talking about it, a lot of people are very glad that the topic came up. Hi, my name is Brigid Schlegel. I am your Austin, Texas real estate agent located here in Austin, Texas. I specialize in new construction homes, first-time home buyers, and relocation out here to the Austin, Texas market. And today the topic of a credit freeze has a lot more to do with just your general financial responsibility that you should be doing anyways. But because I'm in real estate, this ties directly into your ability to purchase a home and move forward on a loan. So that's why I want to talk about it today. I just think it is super, super important for anybody who wants to just take care of their finances more and, of course, wants to prioritize their credit score and their ability to purchase in the future. If you are considering a move out here to the Austin metro area, or just want to buy or sell sometime in the next 6 to 12 months, now is always the best time to start planning. So book a call with me for a private consultation. My calendar will be linked in the description below. But of course, you can always just text or call me directly, and I'll try to answer on the first ring. If not, I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So what exactly is a credit freeze? A credit freeze, which is sometimes also called a security freeze, is essentially a lock on anybody being able to open up new lines of credit or loans or do any hard pull on your credit without your authorization. So that means no hackers, no scammers, not even you could open up a new credit card in your name. Think of it like putting a padlock on your credit report. There's essentially no effect at all to any current accounts that you have actively through your credit, but it does prevent anybody from opening up any new accounts. So it shouldn't hurt your credit at all, and it will be completely free to use as well, and also has the flexibility for you to lift the freeze at any time or temporarily lift it if you need to do something such as a pre-approval for a loan or open up a new credit card. The reason this matters so much if you are interested in purchasing a home sometime in the future is because your credit score is the biggest determining factor in the mortgage interest rate that you can qualify for on your loan. And worst case scenario, if someone were to steal your identity and open up a bunch of credit cards and have delinquent payments and such in your name, that could really seriously affect your credit score, and of course would be an absolute headache for you to deal with just because it's identity fraud in the first place. But having anything that causes a significant drop in your credit score can take a really long time to fix, and it's not really something that can easily be, raised overnight. So not only is this just a general good financial practice to incorporate into just your financial situation, it can just also save you a lot of time, money, and stress when you are, potentially making the biggest purchase of your, financial future, which is buying a home. Now, here's the part that trips some people up. There is not just one credit bureau, there are three main credit bureaus that you'll have to create accounts with and freeze your credit with each single one. And this is because they don't communicate with one another. They all are independent analysis of your credit report. And different lenders will reach out to different credit bureaus to identify what your score is when they're doing that pre-qualification. So the three bureaus are Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. What I recommend you do is go and create a free account. There will be some things that they try to upsell you to, but you really don't need to do anything paid. It's a free account, and you'll find in there is somewhere to navigate to a freeze or a lock on your credit, and it should be a very simple activation button that you can select. Now, in total, this should really only take you about 5 minutes per platform in total of just creating the account and then freezing your credit. Save your passwords, because if you ever do want to open up a new line of credit or a credit card or purchase a car, purchase a house, you will have to go back and unlock the credit. So make sure that you can still access those accounts quickly and easily in the future. But what that would look like is oftentimes just a temporary freeze. So if you know that you're going to be applying for a home or even just a rental application, you can go on and typically select a temporary timeline, one day, 1 week, 1 month, or you can just lift the freeze or thaw the freeze, depending on the language that they use, and then come back whenever you're ready to lock it again. Again, this is a very simple practice that I think everybody should be doing, whether or not you plan on buying a home. So that's why I want to share this with you. When I first learned about it, I went and did it right away, and I've only had to unfreeze my credit, I think 2 times since then, and both times it went very smoothly, very easily. Once to buy a home, and then once I opened up another credit card. So this is very user-friendly and something that you can do quickly that will help, protect your finances for the long run. Especially in today's day and age, if you've been moving around from city to city or just on the internet a lot, there's so many data breaches out there that are pretty sketchy that anything you can do that will just protect your credit is super good to just utilize, especially if it's quick and easy like this. You would not believe how many times I've had buyers come to me, wanting to purchase a home, and they are very confident in their credit score because they are responsible and they, pay their credit cards on time and they're on top of all their payments. But then they run their report and had no idea that they had collections from something or an extra old credit card. So many times that credit report will come up with things that people just forgot about or didn't expect. And then the worst case scenarios of, sometimes there's identity fraud, and that's the only time that you really realize that it has happened, right? This will even notify you if somebody tries to access your credit and it has been locked. You'll get a notification that somebody's trying to run your credit report. So it's super good to even just have that notification system available, so beforehand if anybody is even trying to access your credit, and maybe that will indicate your data's been breached somewhere else in your life. My husband and I froze our credit accounts about 3 or 4 years ago, and quite honestly, you completely forget you've even done it. Unless it comes up, it is something that is just out of sight, out of mind. But every time it does come up, I am grateful that, it is locked and I have that extra protection. Okay, so summary, here's what I want you to take away from the video today. Number one, a credit freeze is a free tool that you can use to make sure that nobody else can open any credit accounts under your name. Number two, you need to do it at all of the bureaus, not just one of the bureaus. That's Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. 3, it's not going to affect your current credit accounts or have any impact on them at all, but you do have to lift it temporarily if you plan on opening up any future lines of credit or purchasing a home. Number 4, if you are thinking about buying a home anytime in the next year, today is the day that you freeze your credit, because being financially responsible like this is super important, and you'll thank me later. Think of it this way. You wouldn't just walk out of your front door and leave your house unlocked and wide open. So why would you leave your credit report and your credit unlocked and wide open for anybody to access? Being financially responsible as a whole has a lot more to do with just making payments or paying off debt. It is about protecting what you already own and protecting what you've already built. If you are thinking about moving out here to Austin, Texas, give me a call or text anytime, or you can book a private consultation with me directly via my calendar link in the description below. I'd love to sit down and learn more about your plans. I'm a relocator to Austin, Texas myself. I'm originally from California. I moved to Houston for a few years and then moved out to Austin, Texas. So I understand all of the ins and outs and struggles of being a relocator to a new city and trying to understand the real estate market in each different place. So I'd love to be a good resource for you. And also just making sure that, anybody that I work with, all my friends, I care about your financial stability as well. So that's why I share more than just, real estate information. I also want to talk about financial tips and tricks as well. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. It helps me out a ton. And if you can, just drop a comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are on a credit freeze. Have you already frozen your credit? Have you never heard of it before? Have you dealt with identity fraud as well? Let me know your situation, and if this video has been helpful to you, give it a thumbs up. We'll see you in the next one. Later.